and the general rule of thumb is that you change the pedal when the harmony changes, and that can mean when a chord is changing, or a key signature is changing. So if it's modulating, you know, if you've got one note being played there and you've got another note still can be heard, that can sound very discordant, and that's what you don't want. So if you just bear in mind that if you have chord changes, then you have pedaling. And so an example of this is, say if you thought, Bach's Prelude in C, I love that piece, but I wonder if they had pedals around, maybe he might have used a pedal then. Well, you know, who's to know? Maybe he would have. And so you want to give it a go. Well, with that piece, it's quite convenient because every single bar has a different chord in it. There are some slight changes on that near the end, but say if we were to play just the first 4 bars, and I'll play it using a pedal, and what I'm doing is that for every first note of each bar, I'm bringing the pedal up and I'm putting it down again before I reach the next note. So for example, I start with the pedal down, and now and so it just sounds, in my opinion, it sounds a lot more flowing, sounds richer, and you know, it's a happy piece, and I think it really benefits from having a sustain pedal. But that's an example of how you use the pedal, you know, and how you can do it, and you can put it into your own compositions as well. But just to keep it in mind, every time the harmony changes, you've got to change the pedal, and if you were to change certain deeper notes as well. So if you were to keep the pedal down, which I'm just keeping the pedal down, I'm playing these notes, it starts to get really muddy. So you have to just bring the pedal up. So every time that you're pressing a new note, you're doing that. So yeah, that's an example of that. So now the next question is, if this is a question you are asking, and I think that you should be asking this, is when do you learn to use a pedal when you are learning a new piece? Well, playing a piano is all about learning new pieces, and you know, there are right ways and there are wrong ways, and teaching piano has been going on for the last 250 years, and keyboard just in general before that, you know, with the harpsichord. And yeah, there have been a lot of advances in actual technique, piano technique, and one absolutely fantastic way of learning any piece, and this is something that I will carry on in another tutorial, but is to learn it with your hands separated. If you're not doing that now, you've really got to do that. That is such a brilliant way. It enables you to really get that coordination going on between your hand, your mind, and to make sure that you're not making any mistakes, and also that you're not getting any bad habits. And you really don't want to have bad habits, because they're something that can take years to get rid of. So you've got to do everything right. You've got to get your technique totally sorted. It enables you to get to higher levels faster than you thought, and to be able to enjoy playing the piano, you know, just to reach those goals. But I'm digressing again. I know what you're saying. So you learn it and a piece with one hand, right? Get that sussed, and then you learn to play it with the other hand. Totally get it, totally sussed, all note for note, and then with say with your right hand, you learn to play that with the pedal. So, and then when you're happy with that, then you learn to play it just with your left hand with the pedal. And then after that, you bring your hands together, which is just a normal thing that you should do with any piece. Then you bring your hands together, then you learn with your hands working together, but not with the pedal yet. You leave the pedal till last. So it's all about learning a skill at a time, rather than planning them and piling them all on top of each other, and you're just becoming a really sloppy player and not really making that much progress. Okay, and last thing before I go is an exercise to help you get this coordination. I've given you all the philosophies and mechanics and how to, when to, the history, blah blah blah, but this is how to do it, and so this is very practical. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using these low notes, because that's when you can really hear when a mistake is being played. So what I'll do is I'll just so that you can hear how badly it sounds when the sustain pedal is being played incorrectly, and in this case I'm just holding the pedal down. So I'm just going to go first 5 notes of the C scale, just for ease. So here we go. And that just sounds muddy, cloudy, yuck. It's a mess. So what you've got to do is you've got to always start with the pedal. If there's going to be pedals, start with the pedal on the first note. Right, and so now, just watching my feet as I go up, and as I press each note, I'm coming up quickly up and down with the pedal. The next note. So you can hear the note, you can hear the clip of my shoe on the pedal. So it's when I actually can hear the note being played, the response is my foot going up. And I'll start that one again just to make sure that's clear. Starting from the C. It's like the note and then on the pedal. Note. So if you couldn't hear the clip of the pedal going up and down, which you wouldn't if you were playing sort of like softer shoes or just playing in your socks or barefoot, you wouldn't hear that. So you get this nice clipping, a nice clear sound as you go through. But now you've got the clipping with my shoe. So have a go with that, and let me know if you have any problems. But that's a wonderful way of doing it, and apply it to the pieces that you've learnt, and re-watch this if there's nothing clear. But appreciate your feedback, and we've come to the end of my first tutorial. So I hope you've learnt something. It doesn't matter really where you are, if you're launching a career as a pianist, or you just want to learn for fun. There's some really interesting techniques that can be learned by playing the piano, and hope to share them in future tutorials with you. Okay, so thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.